it's so lovely to like talk about this. Like, it's just so amazing, and it's so rare that it happens, because it's always like talk about the story, and this is also just a story, but like talk about me and my story. And it's so lovely when it's just talking about this, you know, that you don't even know what it is. Like, there's no intention, no meaning, and it's just so much fun. It's so innocent, and it's so weird because you have no idea what will be said about it. Because how could you know this? Like, how could you know this? And it's so amazing how like this spent so many years first looking for something, and then trying to look for it. Look for the enlightenment, the awakening, the, I don't know, it's like, it's just so amazing. It's so lovely. It's so stunning. And just how this was always trying to go deeper, go behind, like what's behind the thought, what's behind all of this, wishing for it to be better and cooler, and like really, you know, like the spiritual community sell it, this like 5D sparkles, wow, beings, intergalactic, blah blah blah, and colors. And I don't even know what was promised in the end. Was it promised to be like sitting on a pedestal like Papaji or Muji or freaking Sadhguru? Like, that was the promise, to sit on a pedestal with a funny hat and people think you know something. They look at you, I guess so, but also just like they seemed so pleased with themselves, so at home, so sure about everything. I guess it was that, like feeling sure about life, and the promise of, because it was the incarnations, right? So the promise of that this is the last incarnation, unless you have something more to do on this earth, like you have a mission, you need to save the world by saving yourself. It's an amazing story. Wow, it's so amazing. What a story that is. Incredible. Really incredible. And it's just empty. That's the most incredible thing. It's just bullshit. It's just complete bullshit. There's nothing deeper. There's nothing more intimate than this. That always is. There's nothing more intimate than that. And that includes everything. The thoughts, the emotions, whatever it is. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Trying to be present is so painful, because how could you be more present than just being here in what is? This is presence. But it's not that, but it is that. It is what is looked for, is always what is happening. And that includes maniac thoughts, like you can't get this thing off your mind. So it just goes like this. You're like, oh fuck, I need to be present. Find the silence. Everything is already the silence. That storm, that cloud of thoughts is the silence that is being looked for. Everything is already the enlightenment that is sought for. This is already enlightenment. Like the lady down there pulling her bag, she just went shopping, maybe bought some cookies. That is enlightenment. That is the ultimate enlightenment. Everything is already that. A punk band on a stage playing insane music, singing about insane things, cursing. That is the ultimate enlightenment. That is it. That's so fucking cool. That's emptiness. That's the innocence. That's unconditional love. Playing freaking punk music. And the guru on the mountain who's praying for something better and like, really, you know, I'm such a good human being. That is equal, the same unconditional love. There's no difference. And that is what is so freeing. Because if it's not like authentic to be in that way, And this is weird to speak about because no one is doing that. Like, that's the thing. There's no you doing anything. This doesn't belong to you. This doesn't belong to me. There's no me who can't have anything. That's the whoop. But really, as soon as that was revealed, as soon as this was exposed to that, so to speak, in the story, it just resonated so deeply, that the illusion is that there is awareness. The illusion is that there is someone on their way to something, the person in time and space, that it thinks it is doing something and will reach something. That is the illusion. There's no one here. That was just... And I remember, it was so fucking fun because I remember, like, it was so random. It's just this video that came on YouTube. It was Jim Newman, yeah. And this was, I was in an ashram, and I was coming back to Sweden for a little while to like close my old circles, karmic circles, whatever, before we could build our own ashram, blah, blah, blah. Sounds very exciting, yes, but fuck, I really hated it so much. Because, I mean, imagine being told that you are never freaking there, you are never ready, you always need more, and you're always, like, there's always something that's wrong, you know? Oh, now it's the ego coming back. Oh, watch for that ego. Oh, watch out for that ego. It was so exhausting. Oh my God. But I remember seeing this man in just this shirt, and he didn't look special. I remember how I thought, who is this man? He looks so ordinary. Like, he doesn't look special or mysterious, you know, like all these other gurus, or like my own guru, because I had a guru. And the title was just like, this is already it, or I don't know. I just love Jim when he speaks, because it's like, there's no romantic stuff. Like, you can put this in any way you want, but he's just really knife sharp. Like, nope, there's nothing, there's no one here, and there's not even like even unconditional love. Like, there's nothing like ooh about it, or it's just this, it's ordinary, it's just life. But it was so amazing how, from like, who is this guy, like in this boring ass shirt with this like a bit bad quality on the camera. And then he delivers the message, and yeah, it just really resonated so deeply. Just like, wow, really. And it was like too much to handle, like the freedom, like that sense of everything is already freedom. That's the thing, like everything is already freedom, but just that it was just this wow, you know, there was so much energy just entering the space. And yeah, it was really amazing to hear that you don't need to struggle. There's nowhere to go. Where would you go? There's nowhere to go. There's no path. There is no path. And that is so obvious for like everything else, I guess. But humans, we think we need to walk on this path, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's so amazing how everything is a concept. Literally everything is just a concept. So you can't think yourself into this, because this is not a state. This is not a state. You can't think yourself into this. You can't grab it. It's too free. It's too wild. You can never catch this. And still it appears as everything, including trying to catch it. Wow, you know, wow, that's so amazing. And it's not like you will have a better, cooler life. It's the same. it's the same, but some things can fall away depending on like what they are based upon. If there's no longer like, if the thought of you have to be worthy drops and that energy goes, like you don't need to fill that gap in yourself anymore, like this feeling of unworthiness. Who knows why it's there, but if there's none of that left, there's nothing to fill. So whatever you were trying to fill it with, maybe those things will go. Maybe they will go. Or like this always tried to fill the silence when it was talking to people in conversations. And that was not like, it was not a hard thing to do. It was just a very natural thing in a way to like appear happy, because this has always been pretty joyful, but like happy and like funny and like always something to say, and like you try to be very interested in the person, because this was really like concerned about that everyone should feel happy and be pleased with the situation and themselves. And with this one, of course, it's all about this one in the end, but like really like, please like me, accept me, and please feel well, you need to feel good. So it was always talking a lot, which people really liked, I guess. And now it can just be, it's like, I guess, making others uncomfortable because it doesn't say so that much. Not always, but there's no like sense of forcing things. There's nothing to force. And of course those feelings can still appear, like, but it's like today it was almost like I tried to sense how it was when like silence appeared in like at work, you know, you're having a coffee break with your colleagues and it's just silent. And I remember there was like this contraction, really deep contraction arising, like it's silent, we need to fill this silence with something, and then words would come out. And now there's no contraction, like that doesn't really appear. It's just so relaxed and empty and spacious, like saying something is equal to not saying something. So this doesn't speak as much anymore. And sometimes it's really passionate and inspired, and then it just speaks so much, and that's the same as not speaking. That's the thing, everything is just the same. It's so simple, like life is really simple. These like waves of worries can really come here, and that like, oh, you need to worry, and it's like something is throwing fear into the picture, you know. You need to worry, you need to plan, you need to do this, you need to do that. Who knows why, but that collapses like quite immediately. And sometimes it can be days of just all of that. It's like a shower of worry, fear, planning, contraction, mind, thoughts. And that feels wrong. When that happens, that feels wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that feeling wrong. But you don't have to accept anything. Oh my God, that's also fucking spirituality, that you need to be okay with everything. You don't need to be okay. You don't need to be anything. You don't have to be in any way. Never ever have to be in any kind of way. And being happy and joyful and energetic is not better than being freaking like just quiet, sad, grumpy, angry. It's just freedom. It's just freedom. And it's like it doesn't really stir up things. Like if there's no ideal left of that thing, some emotions are wrong. There's no like contraction when that emotion arises in yourself or in others. You don't need to like, if a child is sad, like it's natural for like the body, the human being, to comfort others, but there's none of that neurotic, oh, you need to be happy, I need to make you happy now, please be happy little child, smile for me so I can feel good with myself because you smiled, I made you happy, now everyone is happy. There's none of that. is just allowed to cry. It's just an emotion, it's just energy, and it's all the same energy. That's so stunning. The relaxation of just holding a child that is crying, or just holding a child that is angry, or just sitting next to a child that is angry and just let it be angry. You don't need to change it. It's not wrong. That urge to change it, it doesn't appear. So I'm not a parent, but I can imagine that it's so much more relaxing being a parent when all those boxes just break and you see the beauty in everything. It's just natural, like, admiration for everything, but not in like a doing. You don't do that. You're not like admiring it, but there's just this lightness. It's just light. It's beautiful. Even the anger is so beautiful. And of course reaction can happen. I mean, and I think it was yesterday, a car almost ran me over, and then this just acted naturally like, man, that was so crazy. Please, can you just get the fuck out of my face, because I don't want to see you. That was so insane. You should not have a license. But immediately after the car goes, it's like that drops, you know? It doesn't follow you. There was no urge for this one to tell that story for like 7 days after, because it didn't like stick to anything. That incident is not different from like just biking and no one tries to run you over. I know it sounds insane, but that is like how it is in a way. It's just life happening. Like, there's no doer, so who would keep track of anything? Who would count good memories, bad memories? Who would count emotions or good days or bad days? There's no one counting. No one is counting. There's not even days. There's not even like, that's the thing. Like, that's also just a concept. Everything is just a concept. That's so weird, man. That's so weird. And there's just so much love for everything. And you can't stop anything because no one thinks certain things are wrong. Like, it's not wrong being angry at work. It's not wrong saying no to like having a dinner with friends or family. Like, there's nothing wrong, so you can't control it. And it can be like really painful when it's so obvious that you can't control it and there's no urge of trying to pretend anymore. But still this self-conscious like, oh fuck, I should be in a certain way is also there at the same time. And it's just this inner conflict happening. Because it's so obvious that it's all meaningless, pointless, so why force yourself to do anything? And then that collapses with like the mirror, or like the image of yourself being a people pleaser or whatever. Like, those really, they collide. And that's also just a part of it. Who knows why? That's just a story. It's also just this appearing as that, and it doesn't have to be in this way also. There are no rules, like really no rules. It's really writing in sand and the water just takes it away immediately. It can never stay. Nothing can stay. And it's just so beautiful to talk about it. Like, I love talking about this. Because there are no rules here. Nothing is wrong here. It's so fucking free. It's so free. And there's nothing to prove. Nothing to be proud of. Nothing to keep, nothing to show. And it's pointless. This won't do anything. And in one moment, it's just this is just so much peace and love, but yeah, really. And in the next, it's just being completely like absorbed by some TV show and the drama in the TV show, and it's like, whoa, oh no, she didn't, oh my god. And that's the same. That's the same. That's the same. Cat hair, that's the same. And that's why it can be so devastating. That's whatever was special goes, you know? Whatever was special to you, it just goes. Like, so many things used to be special. So for the me, the I, the you, whatever, it can be really, it's really devastating. Nobody wants this. You don't want this. This is the fucking end of you. It's the end of it all, but there was never a beginning and there's also no end. You can finally just rest your feet after running a whole freaking life trying to prove that you're worthy, doing things all the time, constantly like psh, psh, whipping your back like, no, you need to do more. Oh my god, this has been such a doer. Like, really always receiving love and affection and confirmation when doing something right, approved by society. Yeah. So having good grades, working full-time, studying, going to the gym like every day, and like eating good food and being super strict, always super strict with oneself, and then that just crumbles. And then you're just laying in bed and you can't do anything about that. No wonder this body wants to rest after all of that shit. And that's like, all of that is still beautiful, but there's no need to like force yourself to do anything. And there's no control, like there's no control. This could end up unemployed in a bed. I have no control over that. There's no controller. Who knows? Who knows? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. Nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. Even places, like all of this is just the same. Like this has been such a globetrotter, like really traveling in a lot of places, and it still really loves adventures, but there's not this sense of that it's like this. That's so weird. Like there's not a sense of that something is over there, like on the other side of the world, because it's obvious that there is no world, you know. It's always just this, and that's magnificent. But this loves adventure, like whoa, loves adventure, but there's not like this. It's nothing is special. It's not like, oh yeah, I'm on the other side of the world now, and that's wow, you know, that's so special. There's no distance. There are no different places. It's just a body like acting in a certain kind of way in different environments, so to speak, but nothing is changing. Like, wow, that's so insane. This will soon shut off because I have no space left on my phone, but it's just really freeing. It's everything. It's everything. No feeling is proof of that you have attained something or that you are getting closer, and now it will turn off in any moment, but everything is okay.